Hey, gays for Trump. How does it feel to have voted for a man that is now supporting Republican legislation that's going to make its way all the way to the Supreme Court, that's going to overrule Obergefell v. Hodges, which gave you the right...
In case you're wondering what it's like being transgender under this new administration, I just got my new passport in the mail and they changed the gender to male.
I'm leaving the Los Angeles passport agency after trying to acquire a new passport after mine was expired and misplaced by quite a bit. And I've been impacted by the uh, executive order, and they are effectively banning me from travel, though they will not call it a travel ban. They stated that they would at first give me a passport that had the male identifier on it, though I have my sex legally changed to female.
What kind of weak person attacks the transgender community? You think you have all the power?
I need somebody who is a Trump supporter to explain this to me right now. I just saw a girl on my For You page, an American citizen, full documentation, who was just denied a passport, who went to go get her passport renewed. She brings all of her documents, and the people who were issuing the passports were like, oh, no, actually, we can't issue a passport marked female because you were born a male. She was trans, right? And
has anybody heard from Blair White? Caitlyn Jenner? All these women that are supporting Trump? Listening? Where you at, girl? Where you at? They just removed, it's just LGB now. The government has just removed LGBTQIA+. It's gone. It's gone, okay? So I'm just curious what y'all are thinking.
Hey my people, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I am hoping that from wherever you are watching this from, you're doing alright and God has protected you and preserved you very well. And to you that continuously give support to me on here by watching, commenting, liking and subscribing, that really means a lot to me. And shout out to my members too for, exclusively supporting the growth of the channel. Yes, and we are back with another interesting one. The FAFO season is not about to, to end. Because literally each day there's a certain group of people that find out that they effed around. And unfortunately, it's so hard to reverse this. Now, in today's FAFO, it's the alphabet community. I don't know if you saw that group that was calling themselves the gays and lesbians for Trump and, that community. And they were told, you know what, you are literally about to shoot yourself in the foot. And they're like, this man is actually, prioritizing the American citizens. Right now, he literally is, directing all the passport agencies to deny these people passports. And even those that have old ones, they can't renew. Even those that can renew or get new ones, when they passports come back, they have the genders they were assigned at birth. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing because this is funny, but it's interesting. I have compiled clips of, them talking, those that chose to vote for him and regretting, and then other people also talking about this. We will watch this, come back and talk about it.
This election was not easy for me, and I remember my wife and I sitting down together and we just felt so lost because we had no idea what we were going to do. There were many issues that I took with Kamala and with her VP, and many issues, obviously, that I had taken with Trump. In fact, before this election, I would have considered myself to be a never Trumper, and yet that's who I ended up voting for. My wife and I watched the DNC, we watched the RNC, we watched every single available interview and rally with both Kamala and Trump. We also fact-checked absolutely everything because as someone who was raised more on the right and then went super left when I got older and then realized that there are lies among lies on both sides, I just wanted to make the most informed decision possible. Despite being a lesbian, I'm also not someone who sees myself as a professional victim. And contrary to popular belief, you can be gay and care about other policies and care about the economy and care about the border and all of the other issues that we face. You do not have to vote for one party just based on your sexuality. That does not even make sense. I do not belong to the left just because I'm a female that's married to another female. Likewise, I don't belong to the right just because I voted for Trump. I'm not a Republican and I'm not conservative. It was important to me to be open about my opinion because I saw a witch hunt against anyone who said that they were voting for Trump. And to me, I just take a serious issue with that. I don't respond to bullying, shame, or attempts to coerce me. If your idea of freedom is attempting to bully and shame and shun other people into voting for your candidate, that's not something that I want anything to do with anyway. I also take serious issue with the idea of vote blue no matter who. Do you even care about what happens to yourself in this country? Because I do. I'm not okay with the idea of universal health care because I have friends in other countries where that's been implemented that cannot access their health care. And as someone with very severe allergies, that's a problem for me. I also don't think that kids can transition. I'm sorry, I don't really care what anyone has to say about that. As a detransitioner myself, I am pretty against that. If you're an adult, do whatever you want. But the idea that kids can be medically sterilized over, they're children. They don't know themselves. They just don't. And yeah, that's my opinion on that. I don't think that Trump faces a threat to abortion, so that means nothing to me. I also don't think he's going to personally annul my marriage, so that wasn't going to be a factor for me either. And if you have a different opinion than I do and voted for Kamala, that's completely okay. For some reason, that does not bother or affect me at all. I have plenty of friends that voted for her, and I just don't care. That said, if you feel very personally offended about my vote, I would encourage you to learn how to regulate yourself emotionally because other people aren't in control of how you feel.
A gay man voting for Trump, I get asked how I could vote against my own best interests, and what I would say to that is I don't believe that more secure borders, less wars, better economy, higher wages, lower housing costs, a man who's actually going to prioritize America and American citizens first is going against my own best interests. I would actually argue that the alternative, who's going to walk us straight into World War III, would be going against not only my best interests, but the best interests of this country and its citizens as a collective. I would then follow that up by asking, did we forget that he was president before? And as a gay man, I can speak from firsthand experience and say, I was fine. I'm still fine and I'm still here. So this false narrative, this media propaganda and bias, this fear mongering that you all continue to spew to try to turn people against him. I believe that a lot of people are waking up to it. I at least did when I started doing my own research. So that would be my answer. I don't believe that voting for him is voting against my own best interest, considering nothing changed. And the fact that he, once again, is going to put America and American citizens first and do what's best for this country. Do I agree with everything that he's done, everything that he stands for, and everything that he says? Absolutely not. But I believe that we change here and all this country back on track and where it needs to be. So I hope that helps.
I'm leaving the Los Angeles Passport Agency after trying to acquire a new passport after mine was expired and misplaced by quite a bit. And I've been impacted by the uh, executive order, and they are effectively banning me from travel, though they will not call it a travel ban. They stated that they would at first give me a passport that had the male identifier on it, though I have my sex legally changed to female in 2 states and administratively with the federal government through Social Security before as well. And after claiming that they would give me the male one, I said any is fine as long as I'm able to travel. They came back and said that actually, this is the first we're hearing that, and we won't be able to give you that either. We won't be able to give you any passport. We have no further information. They wouldn't tell me anything. I spoke to one person who wouldn't give me any information, which led to me speaking to a supervisor, and they towed the same line. where they will not call it an effective travel ban, though that is the impact where my travel plans I cannot make. They will not give me any passport with any name, gender, sex of any form. And that is the case of what we are dealing with right now in the United States. There is an effective travel ban. If you are trying to get a passport and you've had any sort of change with your gender, I've heard a lot of people saying things like, oh, it's fine if you just want to get a passport with your old gender, it's fine. That's not true. They will not give it to me. And when I asked for more answers, I only left the office under threat of arrest. They stated that they would arrest me if I asked any more questions. So I left peacefully, but I only left under threat of arrest. And it seems that I will not be able to travel outside of this country, which is effectually now on the same playing field as North Korea, politically, where its people cannot leave under threat of arrest, even in good standing. So, per the executive order, look out, everybody, and stay safe.
In case you're wondering what it's like being transgender under this new administration, I just got my new passport in the mail and they changed the gender to male.
Zaya Perysian, a trans social media influencer, says she tried to renew her US passport with her updated gender marker before President Trump's executive order, which defines sex strictly as male or female, based on biological traits at birth.
I've put in so much time and effort into my personal journey, and, it should be my right, after everything I've been through, to have the gender that I am now reflected on my documentation.
Perysian submitted her documents, which she says identified her as female, but when she received her passport days later, her gender was marked male, the one she was assigned at birth.
It came with a letter as well that says that my sex was corrected based on previous records. It's really just like a punch in the face after, all the work I've done and how much I've gone through already as a trans person, just to feel normal in my body and everything. At first I wanted to cry. It was like a feeling of numbness, but that's exactly what they want me to do. They want us to be scared and to crumble back in fear.
Yeah, there's that big ugly M.
It definitely puts me in danger when it comes to traveling abroad. There's so many countries where it's illegal to be trans completely. So having this on my passport now makes my options limited of where I can travel. Because when you look at someone like me and then you see that they sent me a passport that says male, it's just like, girl, it doesn't make sense.
CNN reached out to the State Department for comment on Zaya's case, and a spokesperson said, "It is the policy of the United States to acknowledge only two sexes, male and female, and they are not changeable." Perysian says she is now being represented by the American Civil Liberties Union and is considering a lawsuit.
When you give a community of people the rights that they fought decades for, you can't just take that back and not expect a fight till the end. We've always been here, and we're damn sure not going anywhere.
I need somebody who is a Trump supporter to explain this to me right now. I just saw a girl on my For You page, an American citizen, full documentation, who was just denied a passport, who went to go get her passport renewed. She brings all of her documents, and the people who were issuing the passports were like, oh, no, actually, we can't issue a passport marked female because you were born a male. She was trans, right? And so she was like, okay, that's fine. Like, just give me the passport marked male. I just need a passport. And they went back with their manager, and they came back to her, and they were like, oh, yes, we're actually not allowed to issue you that either. And she was like, I need a passport. Like, can you just issue me a passport? You can mark it male, you can mark it whatever the fuck you want, but can you give me my documents, please? And they said, no. No? So she said, okay, am I on like a travel ban or something? Is there like, is there a reason is it because I'm trans, I'm not able to travel? Is there another reason I'm not able to travel? Like, what is the reason for you denying me a passport right now? And they said, I don't know. We're just hearing about it. Like, we can't issue either one. either male nor female passport, no passport for you, American citizen who pays taxes and abides by the law. And you know what that means, right? That means she can't leave the country. As people so infamously like to say, like, oh, if you don't like it, leave. Because she's literally like, I'm trying to leave, but you won't let me leave the country because you won't give me my documents to leave the country, even though I've abided by every law, I've paid every tax. You can mark it male, female, whatever. I really don't give a fuck. Like, how is this happening? Can somebody rationalize that to me? Like, what the line of thinking is on this one? Because I thought the thing was you wanted trans people to identify with their gender at birth. And there she was saying, that's fine, you can mark me male. And they said, still no. Like, does that not scare anybody? That there are people who the government is just deciding cannot leave the country for no reason? Like, literally for no reason?
Hey, gays for Trump. How does it feel to have voted for a man that is now supporting Republican legislation that's going to make its way all the way to the Supreme Court, that's going to overrule Obergefell v. Hodges, which gave you the right to marry? How does it feel to have voted for your own demise like an absolute fucking moron? See, if you voted for Trump, I already know you're uneducated. But if you're gay, trans, a minority, and you voted for Trump, you're not uneducated. You're stupid. You're an idiot. That's the equivalent of a chicken walking into a KFC factory and applying for a job. Now, here's the thing. I still pity you. Why? Because my ideology is intellectually superior. I still want you to have free healthcare. I still want you to be able to get married. But don't expect me to feel bad for you when you voted for this and it was already known. You already knew that this party fucking hated you, and your pathetic boot-licking ass voted for them anyway, because I was too focused on the economy. I don't know the name of that content creator. There's one gay content creator his whole ideology is about being gays for Trump. How does it feel to have been an actual fucking tool? You're a tool. You were used like a hammer. Pathetic and disgusting.
Dear Mr. President of fear and division, you're not fit to lead. You belong in a prison. What kind of weak person attacks the transgender community? You think you have all the power? You're about to see true mutiny. You couldn't get elected without gerrymandering and voter suppression. Oh, look, another Republican president sending us right into a recession. Less than 2 weeks in, and chaos ensues. Fox Entertainment brainwashing our elderly. F you, fake news. Taxes from undocumented workers, over $96 billion per year. You sure healed from that attempt. No scar on your ear. How dare you blame DEI for the loss of lives on 5342? There were children on that plane. It's not about you. To make yourself feel big and larger than life, you spew hatred and lies with a presidential pen like a knife. New concentration camps, so many will die. Don't wait till they come for you. This is a battle cry. Control a woman's body, take away her rights, abolish marriage equality, get ready for a fight. Dear Mr. President of fear and division, Putin is playing you to create this collision. You can censor our social media. We will find a way around it. Love is stronger than hate. We will not quit. We won't back down. This is the people's land. Equality for all is what we demand.
Has anybody heard from Blair White? Caitlyn Jenner? All these women that are supporting Trump? Listening? Where you at, girl? Where you at? They just removed, it's just LGB now. The government has just removed LGBTQIA+. It's gone. It's gone, okay? So I'm just curious what y'all are thinking. Because you were like super vocal, super pro. Like, yeah, he's going to have our back. So I'm just curious now that he's basically erasing you from existence and you don't matter to him at all. It's so, oh my God, it is so shocking. Whenever people are like trees for deforestation, that's literally it. Trees for deforestation. This is what it's been this entire time. We're looking and we're like, how can you support somebody that wants your demise? How can you support somebody that hates your very existence? That doesn't think you should exist? That doesn't think you're real? That doesn't... My brain is like imploding right now.
There's a lot that is happening in the US right now. And this man, I don't know what his agenda is, but his target was not just one group. Everyone is supposed to feel it. Because that is what it looks like right now. Everyone is coming out, with a bit of impact. After they are done with migrants and all of that, I feel like now this community is actually going to even be the biggest target because his people don't like them. And one of the most scary part is, other countries that are nearby, US, are open to welcoming people like, in that community. But think about it if you cannot even go anywhere because you do not have a passport. Think about it. Or maybe you do have a passport, but they changed things. So when you go to immigration, you literally have to explain yourself, yeah, I am this. And, they'll be like, but what is on your passport? Like, your passport is saying something different, and then you're also saying something different, literally putting people's lives in danger and in trouble. And then on top of that, if that confusion is not even enough, let's look at a situation where you are literally stuck in a country that does not like you. And prior to this, you would have done something different to change the outcome of this. And I'm not here to, judge or what, but all I'm saying is lots of some of these people that really voted for this, if you listened carefully, most of them are white. And they prioritize whiteness than the rights of what they chose, thinking that probably because they are white and gay, they are not going to be touched. Other people are going to be touched. This is such a chaos right now because I cannot tell you how many people have run to the United States and sought asylum because they are saying they have been, persecuted in their countries for being gay. There are so many people that are coming out of Africa, and I'm not saying that gay people do not exist here. They are there, right? But there are those that know for sure if they run to the US, even if they lie, they are going to get that. My question is, what are these people going to do? Because you've been here as an asylum seeker because your country is persecuting you, because you are gay, because you are transgender, because you are lesbian, right? What are you going to say? When they say that, especially, and I'm talking about those that are making up lies, right? That when you lie, you have to make another bigger lie to cover up for this. I don't know what is about to happen to them. And I don't know those that have been, applying to come, because I know US has been taking in anything gay related. It's been taken in, and they don't even do enough background, and I think it is time. And one of the things that is really, really even scary to think about, you see how the rate at which, planes are crashing in the US? People are denied passports, right? And those that are trying and they're getting it, because the planes are crashing, they're like, we can't go. That state of being stuck, that state of fearing. Now, if I run away, when I go somewhere else, what if the plane crashes? So I am wondering, is this all a tactic just to keep people in, zoned in and have nowhere to go? I just don't understand. But to be honest, this is getting out of hand. Another question is, where are all these big influencers? Where are the Blair Whites? Where are the Caitlyn Jenners? Where are all these people that were supporting this man when all of this is happening? I don't know why. It feels like it just doesn't make any sense, because lives of influencers are also very unrealistic and they are very unreliable, because in times like this, you would think that they are going to come out and speak up. And it's so like really, really disturbing, because at this point, even if they are to stage any protest or anything like that, the police is gonna target them. Like, nobody is standing for this. Imagine now that the whole name has been LGBTQ whatever plus. Now it's only LGB. The T's and all the other letters, they're not there anymore. Why would you vote against your own self? And they even have the nerves to come on the internet and explain, oh, you know, lots of people are asking me, why did I? It goes to show you how most of these MAGA supporters are super delusional. Delusional to the worst level, like for real. It's like people have a spell. But that goes to show you, especially for palm-colored people, that wherever you will go, they are all the same. Whiteness first, everything else comes later, even if it is at the cost of their own rights. In fact, they don't look at that. But guess what? They are about to start coming out and crying on the internet, asking people to help, and also making people feel bad because people are not prioritizing them. And the 92% told you. The biggest group of black people told you. You know? So, this is not just targeting migrants. This is not just targeting black people. This is about to take all of them. But anyways, what do you people think? Let me know in the comment section, and please subscribe to the channel if you have not, and I'll definitely see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie and I love you. Bye.